Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Alana here, and it's safe to say that it's been an interesting couple of months for Harry and Meghan. It's 2024, which means that it's been 4 years since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle dramatically announced that they are leaving the royal family, and my oh my has it been a 4-year downfall in the making. The duo went from respected royals attending high-class events to being the butt of Hollywood jokes and getting seated in the back of the room or attending very random events. So what went wrong? This video will detail Harry and Meghan's downfall over 4 years, and more importantly, go into the fact that despite being given a world of chances, there's no one else more responsible for the flop of the Sussex brand than Harry and Meghan themselves. They can scream, "Oh, people are racist," or "the royal family is sabotaging us" all they want, but they were basically given a free ticket back to Hollywood, and when given the chance to prove everyone wrong, they flopped miserably. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Check out our Harry and Meghan playlist for all latest news and deep dives on them. We post weekly YouTube shorts, be sure to check those out for all trending news, and follow us on our social media. Before we uncover the mystery that is the downfall of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle over the last 4 years, let's talk about a different mystery. Thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. You guys know we love June's Journey because on this channel, we love uncovering hints and clues that lie in the public eye when it comes to celebrity stories. June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game with a captivating detective story that takes you back to the glamorous 1920s. Each new scene takes you further along the story where we follow the main protagonist, June Parker, in a quest to solve the murder of her sister. I'm already on level 8 because it's an entertaining storyline with a fast progression, and the storylines do not drag at all. Every hidden object scene feels like it's part of the story and is smoothly incorporated into the game. At every level, you get 2 new hints that give you an inside look at what happened to June's sister and her husband. I'm very detail-oriented, so I appreciate the animation of this game and how crisp it is. The game allows you to personalize it to your taste by customizing and remodeling your mansion and garden island. June's Journey feels like a nice little escape where you get to play detective and work your way to cracking a thrilling murder mystery. You truly feel like you're part of the story. You guys should definitely check out this game because you would love it, as we here on the Scandalous Media team love looking at hidden clues that point towards a bigger picture. June's Journey is a free mobile game where you have to find objects hidden in plain sight that work as clues to progress the story. Another thing I love about playing this game is how each new level unlocks a new and detailed scene that gets you motivated to keep playing. Let me know what level you guys get up to and how you like it. You can download June's Journey by clicking the link below in the description box or by scanning my QR code right here. This game is available on Android and iOS mobile devices, as well as on PC through Facebook Games. And without further ado, let me take you on a different journey where we uncover our own mystery, which is the downfall of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The Favored Ones. 4 years ago, Harry and Meghan were the favored ones because the odds were in their favor. Despite their troubles within the royal family during Meghan's 72 days as a working royal, or Meghan's few years within the royal family, nothing was more troublesome than after they left. I think that's a big part people forget. Yes, they had their issues with the family before they left, but the state of their relationship now, and everything that transpired after they departed, definitely takes the cake. Before they left, it wasn't common for the general public to despise Harry and Meghan the way they do now. If anything, they were seen as what they wished they could be seen now, and that was a fairy tale story come to life. The troubled British prince and the mixed American actress who saved each other, a story they tried hard to market on Netflix. Most people felt for Harry due to the grief and trauma that he endured following his mother's death, and people felt for Meghan as someone who had a hard time fitting in with a monarchy that many people called out for being old-fashioned. So when they left and originally said it was for privacy, people were like, good for them, let them have a chance at normalcy. But that was the issue. That's the last thing they, especially Meghan, wanted. They weren't patient, and it was easy for people to notice the fraudulent act right away. They didn't play the long game, and that's where they went wrong. Not even 4 months after announcing they are stepping back from the royal family, Disney announced that Meghan will be narrating a Disney nature documentary titled Elephant, which was set to premiere on Disney Plus on April 3rd. Suddenly, people were like, oh, she's already trying to get back into acting. Mind you, this is during the beginning of the pandemic and life was about to change for everyone as we knew it. This brought up a video from July 2019 when Harry was caught on video hustling Disney CEO Bob Iger trying to get Meghan a gig by saying, you know she can do voiceovers? She's really interested. Then in October 2019, they announced a 6-week-long sabbatical from royal work, which is a time period in which a person does not report to his regular job, but who remains employed with that company. It was then reported on December 11th that Harry and Meghan were meeting with people to have a US branch of her and Harry's charity. Their charity would be called Sussex Royal, and this coincidentally came after they left William and Catherine's charity. So they claimed they needed a mental health break, but really they were canoodling with Hollywood executives. Little by little, their plans started to unravel, but the nail in their coffin was solidified by this next event. The Oprah Interview. I'm sure that if Harry and Meghan could take something back, it would be the Oprah Interview. Let me paint the scene for you. The world's in shambles, COVID took the lives of millions, the economy is in shambles, social justice issues are through the roof, people are getting laid off, businesses are shutting down, and the last thing people want to hear is the complaints of 2 former royals who simply didn't want to put in the work. But Meghan thought, hey, this is my time to shine. Which proves one thing, and that is, Meghan doesn't often read the room right. 10 months after the murder of George Floyd, we have a mixed-race woman who married into a predominantly white family that has been accused of racism and has a controversial history, in which Meghan debuts the
concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
Who is having that conversation with you?
There's several conversations.
There's a
about
conversation with you
with Harry
about how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh.
Everyone should side with her, right? I mean, in a time where racism is truly at another peak, every company scared to get cancelled and the pressure was on, who would dare question Meghan's story? I'm sure that's the thought process that went through Meghan's head, but the validity of one story doesn't automatically give credibility to another, and that's another thing Meghan and Harry have a hard time understanding. For example, Harry was chased by the paparazzi growing up and his privacy was taken away from him when his phone got hacked alongside Catherine and William. But does that history necessarily mean it happened now? No. Which is why Harry's court case was laughed at, because he tried to use the past to prove that something is happening to him now. Meghan and Harry do this often. And what happened in the present day? Harry just lost a high court challenge against the government over his security when in the UK. Then they pretended on Netflix that they were followed by a bunch of paparazzi and that their lives were in danger just because Catherine would get hounded by the paparazzi and the late Princess Diana was constantly stalked by them. They even tried to recreate Diana's tragic ending in a failed New York City car chase attempt and got exposed, despite the NYPD saying that they suddenly found sufficient evidence to arrest 2 individuals for reckless endangerment by the letter they sent in December, and yet nothing explained the 5 main lies from that night. Which brings me to the next part of their downfall. Proven liars. When we call Meghan and Harry liars, understand that there is firm proof to go with that claim. Having the Oprah interview was like sitting in the hot seat, because Meghan and Harry's entire argument is subjective, and if I'm looking at it through the lens of a victim, then of course I'm gonna think I'm always right and I was wronged. But in the case of the Oprah interview, they gave us ammo against them because they went on public record saying things that ended up getting refuted, and nothing destroys a person's entire story more than when they get caught in a lie. I made 2 videos about the lie spewed on Oprah, and it was well over 10 at the time. Even 1 or 2 lies are detrimental because if we can prove that you lied on 2 accounts, then the rest is like the boy who cried wolf. Why should anyone believe you any longer? Not to mention all the lies said on Netflix and in Spare. I'm talking major lies. And even if that wasn't bad enough, it's now reported that Harry made 7 incorrect claims according to the High Court. And just like her husband, Meghan has also had to apologize in court for lying about not supplying information to her failed PR book, Finding Freedom. Where's the talent? Going back to the point that I made earlier, which was that they didn't play the long game in the sense that they didn't even try to hide the fact that they left the royal family not for security and privacy, but rather to do things their own way because they didn't want to be in the shadow of Catherine and William, they were given the chance to prove everyone wrong and still failed. In September 2020, they signed a 5-year, $100 million contract with Netflix to produce documentaries, docuseries, feature films, scripted shows, and children's programming. The only thing they provided was the Netflix soap opera, which was a poor attempt at a PR cleanup for them that was saturated in lies, which we heavily discussed on this channel, so check out that playlist.
I can't help you. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
They also created the documentary titled Heart of Invictus, but I don't think anyone aside from the production assistants watched that. In December 2020, they made a $20 million deal with Spotify to produce uplifting audio projects. Then they lost their Spotify contract in July 2023 after failing to produce anything worthwhile and just giving us 12 episodes of Meghan rambling about herself in an overly breathy manner.
About 2 years ago, my husband and I went to have a socially distanced dinner with another couple. Actually, it was just drinks.
This led to a Spotify executive calling them
grifters.
And then the CEO of Spotify saying that they weren't profitable. Nowadays, there are rumors that Netflix wants to drop them as their contract ends. Even more embarrassing for them, the only way their name comes up at prestigious awards has to do with them being the butt of the joke as opposed to them attending. At the Golden Globes, the host made a joke about Meghan and Harry basically being scammers, and the camera cut to the CEO of Netflix laughing at the joke.
Turns out Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will still get paid millions of dollars for doing absolutely nothing. And that's just by Netflix.
Of course, Meghan and Harry have to prove something to the people, so they released a bunch of stories saying that they were invited to the Golden Globes, but they were too busy, and that Meghan declined the Suits reunion at the event because she had a prior engagement.
Sure, Jan.
And what engagement was that, Megs? Staging more photo shoots in parking lots or on hiking trails? It's so funny to me that they're trying to convince us that they're too busy for the Golden Globes, and yet they can fly all the way to Jamaica for a random movie premiere. Lack of exclusivity. Fame and fortune all come down to one theme: exclusivity. What makes the rich and famous more important than others? The fact that they can do things that not everyone can do. Whether that's buy mansions or fancy yachts, it all comes down to exclusivity. That's a big thing that the royal family capitalizes on. They are not available to the public 24/7, and they don't reply back to every hounding press hog. This is unlike Meghan and Harry, who find themselves answering back to everything. Chatter on the internet is always met with an official statement, which begs me to ask, how triggered are you? Divorce rumors and Harry living in a hotel? Bam, an official statement. Not being invited to the Golden Globes? Bam, an official statement. Backlash for the new Sussex.com website? Bam, an official statement. This decreases their exclusivity because if you reply back to every rumor or story, that means you are clearly triggered by it. It also means, as a high-profile celebrity, you are rotting on the internet like a fan. It took the entire internet conspiring against the whereabouts of Catherine, Princess of Wales, for the palace to finally make a statement, and while the whole world was anticipating her first public appearance, she didn't do any big outing. The next time she was spotted since her last appearance in December was on March 4th in a car while her mother drove. From a marketing and PR perspective, this doesn't scream try hard at all. It's Catherine giving the public a little bit instead of right in your face, here she is at an event in a gown. Speaking of events, what kind of events one attends and where one spends their time plays a role in exclusivity, and being available for everything and anything decreases your value. So you can imagine when Meghan doesn't attend the Golden Globes but shows up for a random coffee ad where the company itself has a problematic history. It's hard to believe her when she says she got an invitation but was too busy. Same with Harry, who will ditch the Golden Globes but will attend the NFL Awards as a presenter or get seated all the way at the back of the room at the Aviation Awards while complaining about his seat. Needing a job. It's a good thing that Meghan and Harry aren't the faces of Indeed or ZipRecruiter, because the way it's been 4 years and neither one of them has an official job title is crazy. 4 years later and we still see them clinging to their last bits of royal relevancy by rebranding their Archewell site to Sussex.com, which is so embarrassing, as I already elaborated in a different video. But what's even funnier is that they don't have a long-running project that they have been working on. Meghan can't reference podcasting since she's not an active podcaster. They haven't done anything relevant for Netflix since their soap opera. Harry is a supposed author, and yet he spewed so many inaccuracies and lies in Spare. I'm sure he's trying to backpedal for that. He couldn't even win a court case over security claims when he was so sure he was gonna win. They don't have an active job besides the Invictus Games, which happens once a year and is still a token from their days in the royal family, and that alone is a big flop, as I exposed in a different video. To recap, it's been 4 years, they have no active jobs, not one respectful project worth mentioning that wasn't plagued with controversies, and the only thing they have to their names are failed court cases and a bigger rift with the family that they're trying to monetize off of. Every year is a new rebrand where they try to make it their year. They were given the chance and they had the attention of the world, but they couldn't capitalize on it. So what does this prove? That they're not as good as they once believed they were, that they should have just probably stuck to walking behind William and Catherine. At least back then, they served some sort of purpose. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. What other Meghan and Harry videos would you like to see next? Be sure to like and subscribe for new videos each week. Follow us on our social media. And once again, thank you to June's Journey for sponsoring this video. Make sure to either scan my QR code or click the link in the description box below to get the game for yourself. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.